Joining us now is Tom Moser. He's a former Kerr County commissioner, retired NASA program manager. Welcome to you, sir, and thank you for your time. I'm sorry for what your community is going through. Let's start with the missing. They can't seem to put a number on the missing. Can you shed any light onto that and how many they may still be looking for from what you're hearing?
I'm only hearing information that's on the news. So Right now I'm not in Kerrville, so I don't have access to that. And I think the news conference just had answered the questions as best they could.
Got it. There was a significant focus from the press in that conference of establishing a timeline of emergency management, who was in charge at the operating center, the dispatch center, how the word went out. How does that typically work in your time as the commissioner there? And explain to us the process of notifying people.
Okay, let me tell you that there is a comprehensive emergency management plan that has got about 20 sections in it for emergencies from anywhere from flood to fire to terrorist to whatever. It clearly delineates how procedures are to take place. It identifies the event, which is the activity which is to take place, and who is in charge of each one of those activities. So it depends on what it is. That emergency management plan exists. It's required by the state that we update that emergency management plan every 5 years. I do not have access to that right now, but it would be available at the Commissioner's Court in the county and in the city both. There's an emergency management coordinator for the county and emergency management coordinator for the city. They work very, very closely together. They developed this plan and continue to update it. So I would just refer you to that plan to find out exactly what the procedures were and how they were to be followed.
Understood. And every situation is going to be different. But given the details of each plan for every scenario, there would have, in fact, been a plan for this. So to the question they were just asked, who was in charge, is that a tough question to answer?
I don't think it's a tough question to answer. And I'm going to base it on memory, okay? I think in an event like this, there's an emergency operations center set up. And let me not even based on my memory. I would just go to that emergency management plan and see exactly who's in charge, okay? It would clearly be somebody from the county. I don't know if it's the sheriff, the emergency management coordinator, or what, okay? But it would delineate exactly who's in charge for such a widespread tragic event like this emergency.
Understood. The idea of a siren system to reach remote areas in the middle of the night, that has been brought up as a way to inform people of flood emergencies. There is not, to my knowledge, anything like that in this area before, but it has been brought up. Where did those conversations stand, to your knowledge?
Well, let me give you just a little bit of background and interrupt me if I'm going too long. But in 2015, there was a major flood event in Wimberley, Texas, south of Kerrville. After that event, they incorporated an emergency alarm system, which monitored the height of the river and also when to initiate sirens. The Kerr County, I as a county commissioner, took that information back to Kerr County and presented it to the commissioners, city council from Kerrville, Ingram, Hunt, and all of it, probably 40 or 50 people there involved in the meeting. We reviewed what was at Wimberley, and we looked at what a concept would be for Kerr County. We all agreed to pursue that concept. It looked like it was going to be $1 million+ to do it. One of the activities or one of the aspects of this was an alarm system, okay, a siren system. People in the community did not want sirens just because of false alarms and disturbing so many people in the county. So we took that out of the plan at that time. Could it have been added later? Yes. So we pursued funding for that system of $1 million, looking for a grant from the state of Texas. We were not successful in achieving that grant funding. So we had it covered in the county budgets for our portion of that on several budget cycles, but it never materialized. The thing that did come out of it we installed flood gauges on all of the low water crossings so people could know what the acceptable safe levels of crossing were and what was dangerous. So that existed, I don't remember, maybe 20 or 30 low water crossings in the county. We instituted that, and we were relying on the National Weather Bureau to identify alerts with that part of the information feeding into the system and into the emergency management plan, like I just mentioned.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.